Hello, and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. So bear with me here as I get situated. I promise you one thing on this channel. I'm not going to make 20-minute videos with 2 minutes of value. Okay. My goal here is to make these videos as short as possible, 5 to 10 minutes at most, and help you understand things specifically regarding AI and voice AI, which is going to be the focus of this channel. The reason I speak to lending businesses and brokers for the most part is because I've been in that space for the last year and a half in a sales capacity and a marketing capacity, and now I've transitioned into implementing AI for those businesses. So that's a little bit of context on me. Okay. Now, how do I define a lending business? A lending business is anybody who brokers money, right? Whether you're a private lender and you give money out of your own pocket, whether you are a business loan broker and you work with the big banks or with private lenders and you just broker the deal. You could even be a merchant cash advance lender, which is also known as MCA. Doesn't matter. The way I define a lending business is anybody who is in the flow of money. So either you're brokering the deal or you're giving your money out of your own pockets or you're maybe a fund manager. Okay, so the one thing that a lot of people have been talking about over the last 12 months in 2024, whatever it is, hey, you need to implement AI no matter what industry, no matter what business you're in, no matter this, blah, blah, blah. But nobody actually talks about how to implement AI. And that's what we're going to solve today. So again, this is regarding voice AI, which I'm going to talk about and explain more in a second. But when is this worth it? So you can click off this if these do not apply to you, okay? You either generate leads daily through cold traffic, through word of mouth, through email marketing, through some sort of marketing channels. You have daily leads coming in that you need to call for you to be able to book them onto your sales team or loan officers' calendars, whatever you call them, okay? Or on the flip side, you have a database of leads, maybe 1,000, maybe 5,000 leads that you need to dial and see if those individuals, those maybe old clients or prospects from a year ago, 6 months ago, if they still need help, right? It's worth it when you have a lot of dials to make. Now, again, I said this a second ago, but how are we going to implement AI? You're going to learn that in a second. Why should you even consider this? Okay, why should you implement voice AI into your lending business? Again, if this doesn't apply to you, you can click off this video, but most business owners that I speak with feel like there is a gap in the amount of loans that they're doing per month versus the amount that their team can handle or the capacity that their team can handle, right? So using a voice AI system with the right follow-up sequences, with the right marketing in place and all of that working together, it will generate you many more appointments, right? And then also it will save you money and headache from never have to hire again, because the way that this AI works, it basically is going to replace your appointment setters, okay? So imagine you having to invest one time into building out this AI system, this infrastructure, if you want to call it that, and it will replace your whole setting team, your whole front-facing sales team. So all you need to do is have a good marketing team, have this AI in the middle, and then have your loan officers taking the actual qualified appointments on the back end, okay? I think this is an age-old thing, right? There's only two things that should matter to you as a business owner: cutting costs and increasing revenue. This literally does both. It's going to cut costs because, like I said a second ago, you're not going to have to hire appointment setters ever again. You're not going to have to train them ever again. This AI, once you feed it the knowledge on your industry and your company, it's never going to forget the things that you taught it. And you're not going to have to retrain it in 6 months because you're never going to have to put a new AI system in place, right? So that's how it's going to cut costs. And then it's going to increase revenue by booking you more appointments. So that leads me to the next part. Why am I so confident that this AI is going to book you more appointments? Let's put it that way. There's one very important metric when it comes to client acquisition and specifically sales. If you have any training in sales, if you have any background in sales, or you've read up on it, you've probably heard of speed to lead, right? Speed to lead is how fast, after somebody expresses interest in working with your company, how fast can your sales team reach out to them, okay? Look, this next thing might sound a bit rough, but there are literally, like, let's say you're a business loan broker in the US. There are probably 10,000, if not more, companies that do the same thing as you. And you might think that you have the best product or the best service or maybe the best origination fee or whatever it is. But most of the time, your services, your products, everything that you do is very, very, very similar to your competition, right? So how do you stand out to prospects, to potential customers. There's only one way: your customer service and your speed to lead. And I have this bolded here: actions speak louder than anything else. When you call a lead that fills out a form within 2 minutes, what does that tell them? That action alone tells them that your company is on top of their shit. You have systems in place where you don't want any potential customer to slip through the cracks. And if you reached out to them within 2 minutes of them filling out a form, that automatically gives them the confidence that, hey, these guys know what they're doing. And these guys are very fast with their response time. So if I become a client, they will also be very fast in responding to me at that time as well, right? It's just a psychological thing. Now, speed to lead also improves lead quality drastically. Why do I say that? Imagine this, right? This happened to me like a few weeks back. I'll put the video in. I'm going to cut this and put that, and you'll see what I mean. But imagine this. Your potential client fills out a form, or your form, right? Whether that's Instagram, Facebook, whatever. They fill that out, click submit, they go back to scrolling Instagram. Guess what happens? The algorithm picks up on the fact that they just hit your ad. They clicked the link, they filled out the form, they took the action. It's going to show them more ads from your competitors, more ads from people doing the same thing as you, right?
If you have credit under 600, this is my favorite.
To them within the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, let's say even 5 minutes, you risk the chance of them seeing 3 more ads from somebody doing the same thing that you do. And what happens then? They fill those out as well. And then it's first come, first serve. Whoever reaches out first wins. So that is why the lead quality increases drastically, because if you reach out to them within 2 minutes of them filling out the form, then they will not see any other ads. They'll talk to you and they'll start the process of securing money with you, right? Another thing with this is that their brain is still in the mode of, I just filled out the application. So it's not like it's 2 hours later and they have to go back into their head and be like, oh yeah, I did see that ad. Oh yeah, who are you again? No, none of that. They just filled it out. So they have no reason to forget who you are. So that makes for a better conversation. And then obviously, because they just filled out the form, they remember exactly what you do, what they filled out, and why they filled it out, right? Now, this is just a quick chart that I wanted to show you. This is from a website. I can link it in the description below if you're interested. But basically, look at this. If you reply within 1 minute of a lead filling out a form, you have a 391% higher chance of converting that into a client. That's almost 4 times higher chance. 2 minutes is still 1.6 times higher. Even 3 minutes, you still have a 98% higher chance of converting them into a customer. I don't know what your systems look like, but I've been part of teams. I've looked at a lot of CRMs of different businesses, and a lot of the times we're talking days, if not up to a week, of the team reaching out to a new lead, right? So imagine what you're doing to your conversion rate at that point. Now I'm going to wrap this all up. Like I said, first YouTube video. I hope this has been helpful so far and maybe given you some food for thought. I'm just going to wrap up by telling you exactly what this AI is capable of, and then you can watch some of my other videos to learn more. What is this AI that I keep talking about? It is conversational and voice AI. It's basically an AI agent that you can place into your CRM, into your business, that can dial leads for you if you have a list of leads that need to be dialed outbound, or it can take inbound calls and it can hold a qualifying conversation. Anything 5-10 minutes, it's actually very good at. If it deems the lead is qualified based on like things that we've programmed, knowledge that we've given it, then it will actually book the lead for a meeting with your team. And your team is only talking to these qualified prospects now, right? So it handles the whole appointment setting process for you. If you look at this as a flow chart, right? I'll just put this here: marketing, leads, then you put voice AI to qualify, and then it's after the qualification, sales call, loan offer call, whatever you want to call it. So this is coming in the middle of the lead generation and the actual sales call. And it can handle 10,000 calls a minute. So if you have a database of 1,000 leads, it'll call all of them in the first day. And it can keep doing that over and over and over again, right? And it'll actually be able to book in This is where we come in and we'll set this up for you, but you don't have to lift a finger. The AI, if the lead is qualified, will book the lead in for your sales team using your CRM, using the calendar, the Google Calendar that you have, whatever you have set up. So very, very easy to do. Yeah. So that's that. If you want to learn more, click my channel, watch some more videos, or I'll put a link down below. You can book a call with me directly and we can discuss a little bit more details on how this works. Cheers.